Welcome to our YouTube channel where we explore the comforting truth that God will never depart from you. In this video, we'll delve into the reasons why you can be assured of God's unwavering presence in your life, no matter what you may face. Let's embark on this journey of faith and assurance together. At the core of many religious beliefs lies the assurance that God will never depart from those who believe in Him. This promise is rooted in the scriptures of various faith traditions, offering solace and strength to believers worldwide. Regardless of the challenges we encounter, understanding this promise provides a foundation of hope and resilience. To comprehend why God will never depart from us, it's crucial to understand His nature. Many faiths describe God as omnipotent, omnipresent, and omniscient, attributes that emphasize His eternal and boundless existence. This omnipresence assures us that God is with us at all times, guiding and comforting us through life's trials. Central to the belief in God's enduring presence is His unconditional love for humanity. Across religious teachings, we find stories and verses illustrating God's love, forgiveness, and compassion. This love transcends human understanding and serves as a constant reminder that God will never abandon those who seek Him with sincerity. Scriptures play a significant role in affirming God's promise of eternal presence. From the Bible to the Quran to the Quran to the Bhagavad Gita, sacred texts abound with verses reassuring believers of God's faithfulness. These promises serve as pillars of strength, anchoring our faith during times of uncertainty. For many believers, personal experiences validate the promise of God's unwavering presence. Whether through answered prayers, divine interventions, or moments of profound peace, individuals often testify to feeling God's nearness in their lives. These encounters serve as tangible reminders of God's faithfulness. In the face of adversity, doubt, and fear, it's natural to question God's presence. However, faith teaches us to trust in God's promises even when circumstances seem dire. By nurturing our relationship with the divine through prayer, meditation, and reflection, we can overcome doubt and experience the reassurance of God's eternal companionship. Embracing the certainty of God's presence empowers us to live with purpose and meaning. By aligning our lives with divine principles and serving others selflessly, we embody God's love and compassion in the world. This sense of purpose not only enriches our lives, but also deepens our connection to the divine. Prayer and meditation serve as vehicles for communing with God and cultivating awareness of His presence. Through these practices, we quiet our minds, open our hearts, and attune ourselves to the divine guidance that surrounds us. In moments of stillness, we discover the profound truth that God is closer to us than our very breath. Ultimately, embracing the belief that God will never depart from us requires an unwavering faith and trust. Despite life's uncertainties and challenges, we anchor ourselves in the certainty of God's promises, knowing that His love endures forever. This steadfast faith sustains us through every trial and tribulation, guiding us toward a deeper understanding of God's eternal presence. As we continue with this exploration of why God will never depart from you, may you carry with you the assurance that you are never alone. Regardless of the circumstances you face, may you find solace in the unwavering presence of the divine. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to become impatient and doubt whether God is truly with us. However, trusting in divine timing is essential to maintaining faith in God's enduring presence. Just as seeds take time to grow into mighty trees, so too do our prayers and aspirations require patience and trust in God's perfect timing. By surrendering to the flow of life and trusting in God's plan, we can rest assured that His presence is guiding us every step of the way. Adversity often tests our faith and challenges our belief in God's presence. Yet, it is during these trying times that we have the opportunity to deepen our spiritual connection and trust in God's unwavering love. Through adversity, we learn valuable lessons of resilience, compassion, and gratitude, strengthening our faith and drawing us closer to the divine. Gratitude is a powerful practice that opens our hearts to the abundance of blessings bestowed upon us by God. By cultivating an attitude of gratitude, we become more attuned to God's presence in our daily lives, recognizing His handiwork in even the smallest of miracles. In moments of gratitude, we acknowledge God's faithfulness and reaffirm our trust in His constant companionship. Living with intentionality means aligning our thoughts, words, and actions with the divine purpose for our lives. By seeking God's guidance and following His will, we invite His presence to permeate every aspect of our being. Through intentional living, we create space for God to work in and through us, manifesting His love and grace in the world. At the heart of God's eternal presence is His boundless love for all of creation. Love has the power to transform hearts, heal wounds, and bridge divides, serving as a tangible expression of God's presence in the world. By embodying the transformative power of love in our lives, we become vessels of God's light, spreading His love and compassion wherever we go. In moments of weakness and vulnerability, we may feel distant from God's presence. However, it is precisely during these times that God's strength is made perfect in our weakness. By surrendering our struggles and limitations to God, we allow His power to work through us, transforming our weaknesses into sources of strength and resilience. Forgiveness is a gift that emanates from God's boundless love and mercy. By extending forgiveness to others and ourselves, we mirror God's grace and compassion in the world. Through forgiveness, we release the burdens of resentment and bitterness, allowing God's presence to fill our hearts with peace and healing. Walking in faith, not by sight, requires trust in God's promises even when circumstances seem bleak. It is a journey of surrendering our fears and doubts to God, trusting that He is leading us along the path of righteousness. By fixing our eyes on God's eternal presence rather than the transient challenges of this world, we find strength and courage to persevere. Hope is the anchor of the soul, a beacon that guides us through life's storms and challenges. By embracing hope for the future, we affirm our belief in God's promises and His unwavering presence in our lives. With hope as our compass, we navigate the uncertainties of life with confidence and trust in God's divine plan. The promise that God will never depart from us is a source of comfort, strength, and hope. It is a truth that transcends time and space, anchoring our faith in the unchanging nature of God's love. As we journey through life, may we hold fast to this promise, knowing that God is with us always, guiding us with His wisdom and grace. Deepening our spiritual practices is essential for strengthening our connection with God and experiencing His continual presence. Whether through daily prayer, meditation, scripture study, or acts of service, these practices serve as channels through which we commune with the divine. By prioritizing our spiritual growth and nurturing our relationship with God, we create space for His presence to permeate every aspect of our lives. One of the greatest barriers to experiencing God's unwavering presence is our desire for control. We often cling to our plans and agendas, failing to recognize that God's ways are higher than our own. Surrendering control means relinquishing our need to dictate the outcomes of our lives and trusting in God's perfect plan. Through surrender, we open ourselves up to the infinite possibilities that God has in store for us. Trust is the foundation of any meaningful relationship, including our relationship with God. Just as we expect others to be faithful to their promises, God expects us to be faithful to Him. By living lives of integrity, obedience, and devotion, we build trust with God and open ourselves up to His continual presence. It is through our faithfulness that we demonstrate our love and commitment to God, inviting His presence to dwell within us. In our journey of faith, it's natural to grapple with doubt and uncertainty. We may question God's presence, His goodness, or His plan for our lives. However, it's important to remember that doubt is not the opposite of faith, but rather a part of it. By honestly confronting our doubts and seeking answers through prayer, study, and reflection, we deepen our faith and draw closer to God. It is through wrestling with our doubts that our faith becomes stronger and more resilient. As we journey through life, it's important to take time to reflect on God's faithfulness in our lives. By looking back on past experiences and recognizing the ways in which God has been present, we gain confidence and assurance in His continual presence. Whether through answered prayers, divine interventions, or moments of profound peace, we can trace God's handiwork throughout our lives. By cultivating a spirit of gratitude and reflection, we deepen our appreciation for God's unwavering love and faithfulness. The promise that God will never depart from us is a source of comfort, strength, and hope. As we deepen our understanding of God's nature, cultivate trust through faithfulness, and find support in community, we can experience His continual presence in our lives. By surrendering control, grappling with doubt, and reflecting on His faithfulness, we deepen our faith and draw closer to God. Trials and tribulations are inevitable in life, but they do not diminish God's presence. Instead, they offer opportunities for us to draw closer to Him. In the midst of our struggles, we can find solace in knowing that God walks with us, providing strength and guidance every step of the way. By leaning on His promises and seeking His wisdom, we can navigate through even the darkest of times with faith and perseverance. Amidst the chaos of life, God offers us His peace, a peace that surpasses all understanding. By resting in His presence, we can find tranquility and assurance, knowing that He holds us in the palm of His hand. Through prayer, meditation, and surrender, we can experience the deep and abiding peace that comes from being in communion with God. In His presence, we find rest for our weary souls and strength for the journey ahead. God's presence is not only comforting, but also guiding. He offers us direction and clarity as we navigate the complexities of life. By tuning our hearts to His voice and seeking His guidance through prayer and reflection, we can discern His will for our lives. Whether it's making decisions, facing challenges, or pursuing our dreams, God is ever present, guiding us along the path of righteousness. In His light, we find the wisdom and discernment we need to walk in His ways. At the core of God's unwavering presence is His boundless love for us. His love knows no bounds and endures for all eternity. By embracing His love and allowing it to fill our hearts, we can experience true joy and fulfillment. His love empowers us to love others selflessly and to live lives marked by compassion and grace. In His love, we find our true identity and purpose, knowing that we are cherished beyond measure. Thank you for joining us on this journey, exploring the unwavering presence of God in our lives. We hope that this discussion has provided you with encouragement, inspiration, and a deeper understanding of God's love and faithfulness. Remember, no matter what you may be facing, God is with you always, guiding you, sustaining you, and showering you with His blessing. As you go forth from this video, may you carry with you the assurance that you are never alone. May you find strength in His presence, peace in His promises, and joy in His love. And may you continue to walk in faith, trusting in God's unfailing goodness and grace. If you found this video meaningful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more uplifting content. Until next time, may the presence of God surround you, uphold you, and fill you with His abundant blessings. Take care, and God bless.